Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1257. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro-Valley-Mont. Today, the Brewmaster, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and Benita. And I hear we may have some new listeners. People that I work with may be listening to the show today. So this is going to, well, pretty much tarnish my Mike's Daily Podcast clean reputation that I had. So let's just dirty it up. Come on, let's throw some mud. Mike's Daily Podcast. On everything I was thinking about how long I'm going to live. And then there is this website I like to give my attention to. It's called Google. I Google searched the lifespan of a white human, exactly, and it was around Mike's Daily Podcast. Average lifespan is like 72. I said, what? I thought it was way older than that. Mike's by now Daily, and it's not podcast. So I said, yeah. Say what? And then I decided that forget Google. I'm going to live forever. No. My goal is to see the 60s again. I was born in the late 60s. I would like to, because I heard so much about the 60s, but I didn't really get to experience it. So I would like to live into the 2060s. That's my goal. But yeah, as the old Irish saying goes, the best laid plans of mice and men gang after glay, I think is how it was supposed to be pronounced. Or maybe that's Celtish, or that's the same thing. No? Welsh? Hope you're enjoying this show, my coworkers. Is this the point where they kind of look at each other and go, oh boy, this is what Mike does every day? Oh God. And they get the little bit of, they don't want to feel that embarrassment rush to the cheeks, the blood, and they're like, now they're just confused. So this is a good time for me to explain what this podcast is about. I find some interesting news stories that I read to you. And then these bizarre characters come in. But not today. I'm not going to have any characters come in. Oh, wait. One just came in. A couple came in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing?
And to Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
I'm really excited about Trump's cabinet. They're all white men, and I like them because I can trust them.
Mark, I don't like Trump at all. No, Benita, why? I think that he's going to be a one-term president. I'm going to get him impeached. Oh. How does your horse Nellie feel about it? She's indifferent. Oh. I gotta go. Bye. Too much political discourse. Well, so this show is about, political discourse. And also looking at things like this happened earlier. Somebody else just walked. Oh, man. Now somebody just walked in.
Hello, Mike. I'm Mike the Root Beer. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, how are you enjoying? Did you enjoy the big sunny day yesterday? Everything dried out a little bit. That was really nice in Podcastro Valley. I was walking Basil the Boxer, and I took a spill. I was walking on one of the trails and just totally landed right on my side. And yet, I didn't hurt anything. It was because I landed in this really soft mud. It was almost like back in the days when you were a kid and you used to play around in those big bouncy rooms. Well, actually, bouncy rooms came after I was a kid, and I missed out on that whole thing. I did sneak into one as an adult. I don't know if I was allowed to do that. I snuck into one. There were no kids present, so I wouldn't crush any as I jumped around, but it was fun. Oh, when I fell down and went boom on the trail in the mud, walking Basil the Boxer. Basil the Boxer did not do a thing. He just kind of walked around. He went over, looked at me, walked around. He didn't care. It wasn't like, oh no, my owner has my human, whatever the PC term is for the people that own dogs now. It used to be master, but that got all un-PC because of Genie. Genie ruined it. Yes, master. Gosh, you could not redo Genie today, could you? It would just be a little too S&M-y. But then the dog, my dog, I'm his human, so I guess that'll work. Did nothing. So I guess if I ever broke a leg or got my arm trapped between in a canyon and a gorge with James Franco, I would probably, my dog would not really serve any purpose. She'd just kind of wait for me to help myself and then go, come on, feed me. Hey, I got 2 little cutting corners corner things for you.
The cutting corners corner.
The cutting corners corner. Yeah. This show is about helping you out. It's about money tips too. No, one of these I came up with on my own, and that is this auto pay thing has got to stop. You've got to be careful about the auto pay, my friend, because a friend of mine, he had an auto pay situation.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Oh, thank you for reminding me, Ariel. The podcast picture today is of the wonderful Carquinez Bridge. This is a view from Benicia. And when Benicia gets to watch their sunset, it looks like this. It's a Carquinez Bridge sunset. Anyway, it was a nice picture I took I think this was a couple of years ago. Beautiful day. Beautiful colors in the sky. We get some nice sunsets in the Bay Area. But the auto pay situation, my friend, he had an auto pay situation with the 24-hour fitness, which he says the one in Podcaster Valley isn't even 24 hours. So that's a lie. And then they pulled money out of his account or charged him. They charged his credit card. And then he also got dinged for an annual fee that he didn't even know about. And they could just go ahead and do that. It wasn't like, okay, we're sending you a bill, at which time we will charge the card. They didn't give him any preface. It was just gone. I had an insurance company in Alabama when I still lived there. I had moved to California, and the Alabama Blue Shield kept taking money, charging my credit card. And I was married at the time, and my wife was not very financially savvy, and for some reason we kept paying the insurance bill. I don't know why she didn't catch it. It's all her fault. No, it was my fault too. So that's where I learned the situation that you really have to watch the auto pay thing. Comcast charges me with auto pay every month, but they first send me this big email saying, hey, we're about to charge you. And then they also send me a letter, paper mail, saying they're going to charge me. And then so I can see how much they're going to charge, which is important with cable companies because they're constantly raising their rates and they want you to come visit them. They're like your parents. They want you to come visit them. Why don't you ever come visit anymore? Come by, stop by and say hi and yell at us because we've raised your rates again. So they want you to stop by and physically walk in and get in a huff. You have to be in a huff, okay? If you're Ariana Huffington, that's even better. You have to come in, become Ariana Huffington, and yell at them and say, what's the deal? Why? What the... The other thing I wanted to say in this Cutting Corners Corner is... we're in a world, and the guy that I produced the show for, Rob Black, he pointed this out, and it just exploded in my brain when he said this. This is the future. This is what it's all going to be about. Insurance companies now, they're asking you to get Fitbits or something like that map your fitness. You can get this on your phones now, too. Your smartphone can just basically replace your Fitbit and see how much you're working out. and car insurance companies. So basically, insurance companies want to see they want to get in your business. They want to totally Edward Snowden you and find out what you're doing day to day so that they can see what kind of are you someone that they want to insure? Like the car companies, are you driving well? How are you stopping at stoplights? They want that kind of tracking technology in your car or on your person. Health insurance people, are you actually walking every day? Are you actually exercising? I think that's interesting. As long as we keep getting discounts for giving them that stuff, I'm okay with that information. Obviously, I'm doing a podcast where I'm talking about my life, so a certain amount of information I don't mind just dispelling for free. But you might feel differently. You can email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. Tell me what you think. Also, you can call me. Hey, I'm thinking it's Friday. I want to get drunk. You want to get drunk with Mike? You can call or text me. Texting and calling charges apply. Messaging charges apply. It's 336-MM-DAILY. That's 336-MM, as in Mike Matthews, Daily. And there's also the website, MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com, where you can help out the show if you're going to buy anything on Amazon. Go through MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com first. I'm thinking about buying a cot. Why not a cot? Brewmaster?
I don't know. I make the root beer. Have some delicious root beer now. It'll calm me down. Oh, boy.
Thank you. So calm. Yeah, so if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, go through that link at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Look for the Amazon icon. There's also the PayPal. You can donate to us, and you'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters, and you'll become a Mike's Daily Podcaster. Doesn't that sound great? There's also past interviews, past podcast pictures, all that is at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Now, this MIKELOPEDIA INSANICA.
The MIKELOPEDIA INSANICA.
Isn't that a good one? Bill O'Reilly. He's probably 10, 15, maybe 20 years older than me. Oh, that guy. I would not want to meet him, ever. But in the weeks after Roger Ailes was ousted as the chairman of Fox News in July amid a sexual harassment scandal, company executives secretly struck an agreement with a longtime air personality who had come forward with similar accusations about the network's top host, Bill O'Reilly. What is going on over there at Fox? It's like old white men and these young women having to deal with them, and there's just this weird Mad Men vibe going on. I don't understand. The employee, Juliet Huddy, this according to the New York Times, had said that Mr. O'Reilly pursued a sexual relationship with her in 2011. At a time, he exerted significant influence over her career. When she rebuffed his advances, he tried to derail her career, according to a draft of a letter from lawyers to Fox News that was obtained by the New York Times. The letter includes allegations that Mr. O'Reilly had called Ms. Huddy repeatedly, and it sometimes sounded like he was doing something to himself. He invited her to his house on Long Island. No, he was not exfoliating. Tried to kiss her, took her to dinner and theater, and after asking her to return a key to his hotel room, appeared at the door in his boxer shorts, according to the letter. In exchange for her silence and agreement not to sue, she was paid a sum in the high six figures, according to people briefed on the agreement. The agreement was between Ms. Huddy and 21st Century Fox, the parent company of Fox News. Yes, they still call themselves 21st Century Fox, even though we have started it was cool in the 20th century to call yourself that, but now that you're actually in that century, is it still cool? Do you have to call yourself 22nd century? That's what this podcast is about, asking these hard-hitting questions. The company and Mr. O'Reilly's lawyer said her allegations were false. In the aftermath of Mr. Ailes' departure, executives declared that such behavior would never again be tolerated. Mr. O'Reilly has continued to host his show weekday nights. He's published 2 more books. I think they all have killing in the title. that makes him a really pleasing individual. Details about the allegations and the agreement between Ms. Huddy and 21st Century Fox are based on the interviews with current and former Fox News employees, the letter written by her lawyers to the company, and 3 pages of a draft of the settlement agreement. The letter was mailed anonymously in December to reporters for The Times. Its authenticity was verified by several people who had been briefed on it. A person close to Ms. Huddy told The Times that she relayed accounts of Mr. O'Reilly's unwanted advances at the time they occurred. Well, as we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. The lawyers for Ms. Huddy, and the lawyer, by the way, also said that a longtime Fox executive, Jack Abernethy, had retaliated against her professionally after she made clear that she was not interested in a personal relationship. All the weirdness there. Well, have a wonderful... Oh, by the way, I am going to hopefully bring you a show on Sunday. We'll see how that goes. And then have a great weekend is basically what I'm saying. And avoid snakes. Avoid mud. Oh, I hear in New Zealand they don't have snakes. That's what we talked about last show. Avoid auto pays that can get out of control. And avoid Alabama's Blue Shield insurance. These are all words of wisdom I bestow on you, and that's what the show is about, words of wisdom. Next show is going to be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!